Welcome to Africa Today. I am Peace Ogenegbawe. First, let's talk the headlines. On the headlines, Buhari calls for issue-based campaigns. Guinea opposition chief Diallo summoned before Financial Crimes Court. Rwanda is ready to receive first batch of UK migrants. And on sport, Team Nigeria finished third position with 11 medals. Now the news in detail. With respect to the ongoing preparations for the 2023 general elections, Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari says he is happy with the enthusiasm shown by politicians. He affirmed that candidates of the various political parties vying for positions at various levels are focusing on issues as the of Nigerians. The president made these feelings known in the nationwide broadcast to mark the 2022 Democracy Day celebration. The president also expressed delight at the level of women and youth participation in the election processes, as he says, as he enjoined candidates that have emerged from the primary elections to sustain the tempo as well as maintain rancor-free campaigns. Away from that story, Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Sunday departed Abuja for Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire capital, to participate of the Africa CEO Forum taking place today and tomorrow. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Laolu Akonde, said Osinbajo will join President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana and other business and political leaders in the opening panel. The Vice President was also with different stakeholders, including United Nations, that is UNSG's Special Advocate on Inclusive Finance for Development, Her Majesty Queen Maxima of Netherlands, and the Managing Director of the International Finance Corporation, that is IFC, Makhtar Diop, would also be present. The forum is Africa's largest private sector event, which features conferences, debates, and high-level meetings dedicated to highlighting the role of private sector in the development of the continent. The Vice President, who is accompanied by the Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters, away from that, at the interdenominational service to mark Nigeria's Democracy Day celebration, Christian Association of Nigeria, that is CAN, has called on political leaders to look beyond personal interest and pay attention to the pains and sufferings on Nigerians. Representing the CAN President, Reverend Dr. Samson Ayokunle, National President of Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, that is PFN, Bishop Francis Waleoke, in a sermon titled Building a United and Prosperous Nigeria, lamented that things were not working.
Currently, Nigeria is in pains and can be felt in every part of the nation and in every sector of our national life. We call on our political leaders, particularly those who have presented themselves to be elected into leadership offices in 2023, to pay attention to our pains, our concerns, our apprehensions, to address them by making bold, fair, and just decisions, and to bring Nigeria together as one united.
He also admonished the security agencies to look into the claims of kidnapped prelate of the Methodist Church of Nigeria, His Eminence Samuel Kanu Uche, and bring the culprit to book.
And some people want us to believe that the church is not under severe persecution. We beg to differ. The burning of several churches, the killing, beheading of pastors, the kidnapping of church leaders. Latest among them is Philip Uche, the head of the first church to arrive in Nigeria, the Methodist Church. We call his spade a spade. as security officers should look into the claims and not play the game of the ostrich, but to investigate so we can deal with this hydra-headed monster that's involving our nation.
Meanwhile, Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, said the present administration has been able to make certain achievements in recent years.
We have been progressively proving that we have what it takes to run an open, honest, transparent government that guarantees the rule of law and secures every corner of the nation. That in this decade, we can lift 100 million people out of poverty and guarantee equal access to education and opportunities for our women, the most comprehensive social welfare program for the poor and vulnerable. We live with them. But we also know, and we have seen, in the words of Paul the Apostle, that it occurs.
Away from that story, the police authorities say the Inspector General, that is the IGP, in 2022. The IG provision of security personnel and operations in the election. For spokesman CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in the statement on Sunday, said the IGP also deployed Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Criminal Investigation Department, that is FCID. DIG would be responsible for overseeing the implementation of Operation Order evolved from the election security threat assessment to ensure a peaceful and conducive environment devoid of violence and without molestation or intimidation. The IGP reassured the nation and the international community that the force is adequately prepared for the gubernatorial election in Ekiti State, which is scheduled for June 18 this month. When the news return, news from other parts of Africa. Do stay with us. Armed men attacked the town of Seitenga in Burkina Faso near the border of Niger on Saturday night in what appears to be a reprisal for an attack on the Gendarmerie Brigade in the town on Thursday, June 9. No official figures on death, but several sources pointed to the dozens of death. Intervention units have also been deployed to areas, according to the government spokesman. Men attacked civilians without discrimination and systematically killed anyone they came across. Burkina Faso, particularly penetrated by movements affiliated with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State, that have left more than 2,000 dead and 1.9 million displaced. The country's hitman, Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandoago, in the face of jihadist violence, has made the security issues its priority. Since taking power, Dami has faced an upsurge in attacks by suspected jihadists that have left some 200 civilians and soldiers dead. And now in Guinea, Guinea's opposition leader Salou Diallo has been summoned before the country's Economic and Financial Crimes Court on Monday to respond to accusations of fraud and self-enrichment. The accusations stem from the liquidation of the state airline nearly 2 decades ago. At the time, Diallo served as Guinea's transport minister, a portfolio he held from 1999. The party said the former presidential candidate had not received any court summons, and Diallo has been out of the country since March. He also contested and lost to ousted President Alpha Conde. We move to other parts of Africa after this break. Do stay with us. and international partners in what he calls a constant pause. Inaugurated on Thursday in Mogadishu, will, however, have to first dispense with the ghosts of the regime he is succeeding if he is to focus and succeed in his agenda. While addressing Ethiopian PM Abiy Ahmed, Kenya's Uhuru Kenyatta, and Djibouti Ismail Omar Guelleh, diplomats and other dignitaries who attended his inauguration in Mogadishu, President new at Villa Somalia, having been president in 2012 to 2017, says he understands the mistrust of government by Somalis, promising to lead them to a better future. President Mohammed also vowed to embark on rebuilding the country, including dealing with immediate problems for the country, now under constant attack by Al-Shabaab, and gripping drought and starvation, threatening the lives of more than 7 million people. It took the mantle of power for the second time, and his promise to reconcile the country's divided political groups as well as make right relations with neighbors following years of diplomatic tiffs. Up next is business news. Do stay with us. This is business news on Africa Today. The National Assembly has consulted the management of the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, that is APCON, for the need to regulate advertising within the digital space. This follows several petitions by concerned Nigerians over unwarranted content being shared across different social media platforms. Speaking on this development in Lagos recently, the registrar of APCON, Lekan Fadalokbo, condemned inappropriate adverts circulating unchecked. According to him, the position of APCON about indiscriminate advert placement in the social media space is to sanitize the system and make advertisements conform with the laid-down rules and regulations. He said APCON has received many petitions about the types and nature of adverts being placed in the social media space, adding that many people are bloggers and influencers offering themselves, their services, handles as platforms for products and services to be advertised on without recourse to accepted principles and ethics of the advertising practices. Which has observed the trend of the exposure of advertisements on online media advertising platforms, consequently deliberated on the need to regulate online advertising. Kenya and Uganda are staring at another round of trade wars as Nairobi reintroduced the levy on eggs between Kampala and Nairobi. Ugandan traders have protested the move, saying it does not augur well for trade between the two countries. Godfrey Ondo Ogwambe, the chairperson Uganda National Cross-Border Trade, told newsmen that implementation of levies on Uganda still to come. I beg your pardon. Sports news. Do stay with us.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sports News on Africa Today. I'm Richard Badung. On Sport News today, Super Eagles Vice Captain William Troost Ekong and teammate Innocent Bonke have both returned to their base in Europe for further treatment. The duo was ruled out due to injury they sustained while in active duty for Nigeria. Bonke was injured in a friendly game against Mexico in Dallas on 28th May, while Ekong suffered a groin strain in the 2-1 defeat of Sierra Leone in Abuja last Thursday. The duo will be closely monitored by the medical team of their clubs, Watford and Lawrence. Super Eagles defeated Leon Stars of Sierra Leone 2-1 at the MKO Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, without fans in the stands on Thursday in their 2023 Africa Cup of Nations encounter. In a related development, Pesaro expressed his belief in the team to execute the game and his readiness to this afternoon. Away from that one, the 22nd edition of the African Athletics Championship came to a close on Sunday in Mauritius. Team Nigeria is not left out, and one of the high points of Nigeria's participation was Tobi Amusan, who retained a title in 100 meters women hurdles by winning gold. Also clinched a gold medal for the country. Other winners were Michael Edwards, who got a silver medal to add to the medal hauls of the African champions in Mauritius in the men's high jump, while Edward jumped 2.15 meters but missed out from winning gold on countback. Also on the last day, Queen Usunobun, Ella and Patience Okon-George piped Botswana to third place, while Johnson Inamani, Chidi Okezie, Adeyemi Sikiru and Emmanuel Ojeli got round the baton to also win bronze today. Thank you. I'm Richard Badung.
Welcome back. National electricity grid has once more collapsed, throwing the country into widespread blackout for the 5th time in 2022. This was made known in a statement issued by Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, noting the current power outage is due to a system failure, while appealing for understanding. According to reports, the grid broke down on Sunday at around 6:49 p.m., leading to the shutdown of the outgoing electricity feeders of some power distribution companies. Power distributors in Kaduna, Lagos and other parts of the country said they have not been able to receive bulk electricity from the national supply line. Nigeria's power grid collapsed twice in March and twice in April this year, making the power line vandalism among others. And that's Africa Today. But before we go, here are the headlines again. We told you that Nigeria's president has called for issue-based campaigns. Guinea opposition Diallo has been summoned for financial crimes. Rwanda is also ready to receive the first batch of UK migrants. And on sport, Team Nigeria finished 3rd position with 11 medals. Remember to visit us on Facebook at Hills TV, Instagram at Hills TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hills TV. I am Peace Ogenegba.